Today is day 28 of the Every Bit Counts challenge, and today we are going to be making zucchini flour. It is that time of year when zucchinis are coming in from the garden, sometimes faster than you can use them, and you end up with piles and piles of zucchinis. When they come fast and they come furiously. You can use it fresh, but eventually you're gonna have to figure out something to do with it. There's only so many friends you have to give it away to. This is a fantastic recipe for zucchini flour, and you can use it as a substitute for some of the flour in your recipes, making them just a little bit healthier. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to sneak some vitamins and minerals into your kids' food or even your food. And really, it couldn't be easier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our zucchini, and first we're gonna chop off the ends. And I have this mandolin here. This is a really cool little chopper that one of our really sweet viewers sent us, and it's got different little blades you can exchange, and one of them is a mandolin, and the mandolin slices really nice thin little circles, and that's going to be perfect for our dehydrator trays, because remember, when you're dehydrating something, the thinner it is, the faster it dehydrates. So let's get started. We're going to take our zucchini, we're going to chop the ends off and slice them into really thin slices and put them on our dehydrator tray. Now, just so you can see, if you've never used a mandolin before, it makes teeny tiny little thin, wonderful slices. And I can save all of my little end pieces for the chickens. Now, bin is getting pretty full, so I'm going to go ahead and start loading the trays as I go. And you don't want to put these zucchini on top of each other. Make sure you just have a single layer. That helps it dehydrate faster. We can fit quite a few zucchini in here. This is a 9-tray dehydrator. Excalibur just makes an excellent dehydrator, but you can use any dehydrator. You can even use your oven on a bread-proof setting, or really as low as it'll go. You just have to sometimes keep an extra eye on it on the oven, because they don't often get down to the temperature, the ideal temperature for dehydrating. Now, I should mention that you don't have to peel the skins. That is obviously what I have done. Left the skins on. Just make sure you wash your zucchini really well. The skins have a lot of vitamins, so I prefer to leave them in. However, they do tint the flour a little bit greenish. So if you want more of a white flour and you don't want it to affect your end results, you are more than welcome to go ahead and peel those zucchini. And there we have it, 9 trays of zucchini ready to go in the dehydrator. We are going to put this in the dehydrator and set it on 135 degrees for about 8 hours, but we're going to check them and just see. For us, that is going to be overnight. And then I'll see you back here when they're all dry and ready to go. Okay, so these zucchini have been dehydrating all night, and they are nice and crisp. You want to make sure there's no moisture in them at all before we do this. And this is a simple process. I have this little coffee grinder or spice grinder, and you can also use like a food processor to chop it up. I just like this one. It's small and it cuts it up really finely for me. But you use whatever you have on hand. And we are just going to grind all of these little zucchini pieces up into a nice fine powder. And once I have it into a fine powder, I'm going to put it in this jar. All right, here we have it, our zucchini flour. Now, as you can see, a bunch of zucchinis did not make a ton of flour, but that's okay because you don't use a ton at once. So just so you know, when we're doing our zucchini flour, you don't want to substitute more than 1/3 of the flour in a recipe. It functions a little bit differently than flour. It absorbs a lot more water, so it's going to take less zucchini flour to equal that amount of normal flour. So if you have 1/3 a cup of zucchini flour, that's going to be equivalent to 2/3 a cup of regular flour, because you don't want to put too much in there. It will absorb all of your wet ingredients, and then it'll turn out, whatever you're baking will turn out super duper dry. So no more than 1/3 of the flour substitute. And then it's basically a 1-to-2 ratio there. Now, the other thing with zucchini flour is that it absorbs a lot of water, like we said, so you want to make sure you store it really dry. We want to keep it either with an oxygen absorber, or we're going to go ahead and seal it with the food saver. We're going to pull the oxygen out. I have this little jar sealer that attaches to my food saver, and you just put the lid on, snap this over it. This little attachment hooks right on. And then if you hit the accessory button, it just sucks the air right out. And once you pull this off, now we have a sealed jar with the oxygen pulled out. And I store this with the ring because if I pull it on and off, I want the ring on it. So here you go, zucchini powder, and that is another day down in our Every Bit Counts challenge. We only have 3 days left to go in the challenge, and we've got 3 great recipes coming up. We're going to be doing corn relish and pickles and some pear butter. It's going to be super fun, so we hope you join us. If you've missed any of our videos in the Every Bit Counts challenge, please catch up with the playlist. We've preserved a ton of food this month, and there's a video for each and every day. On our last day, we're going to pull out absolutely everything so you can see all of the work that we've put in and celebrate your work too if you're canning along with us. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.